Hi everyone, this is Archangeli. If you're new, welcome to my channel, and if you're returning, you know what this box means. So, a couple months ago, I received a beautiful new smart doll, a blue version of Singularity, and she's beautiful. I've had her on display for a couple of months now, really enjoying her. And all of a sudden, Smart Doll released something that has been on my shopping list, my to-buy list, for almost a couple of years. So I went, oh crud. And you know, my finger slipped. So yeah, let's open this up and I'll talk. Use this first. So what this is, if you've read the title, it's Supergirl. And I am super excited about Supergirl. Wow, did I just say that? That's horrible. Anyway, I saw her in person at the Smart Doll store January 2020, so last year. My gosh, it feels like an eternity ago. But this is when the store was still open to the public. You can actually go in and look at the dolls. You could pick things off the wall. And, oh, hi. So, you know, Supergirl wasn't available for sale yet, but her prototype was on display, and I absolutely fell in love with her. She was so pretty. She had a really cute face. I liked her outfit. Yeah, I had decided then on the spot, you know, when she was released, whenever that would be, I was gonna get her. And that's, you know, when I make these little promises to myself, I keep them. But with Smart Dolls, you never really know when they're gonna release. I think on the Smart Doll social media, they first teased the prototype for Supergirl November 2019, I want to say. And I think the original intent was to release her last summer. But, you know, pandemic being pandemic, that didn't happen. So she released June 18th. That's actually the date that she went live on the Smart Doll site. And when I say that, that's like June 18th Japan time. So me being in Canada, it actually went live the Thursday evening, which was Friday morning Japan time. And she retailed for, oh my God, I can't even, this number, 120,000 yen. You do your own conversions, you figure out how much that was. This is, I'm not joking, one of the most expensive dolls I've ever purchased. Whether we're talking Super Dolphies, Resin Dolls, or Dolphy Dreams, this is one of the most, if not the most expensive dolls that I've purchased. It's on par with Volk's Saber with like the full body armor, Saber Lily from years and years ago when I first started collecting. She was, I think, about that price point. Of course, she retails, if you can find her on the aftermarket now, she's worth a lot more, but that was what she retailed for at the time when she released. So as far as we're talking retail price tickets, this girl was not cheap by any means. And I had to make some financial decisions about whether I was gonna be able to afford this. And yeah, you know, I had promised myself that I was gonna get this doll. So, you know, a few choices were made. So yeah, let's open this up. So inside is the Smart Doll bag. So let's just put this box on the side. We'll see if I catch a cat in there in a minute. So here's the Smart Doll carrier tote. It says keep calm and carry a Smart Doll. And I'm just collecting these tote bags at this point. I don't really know what to do with all of them, but like I don't actually use them for anything. I don't use them to take my dolls out because I have a backpack that I use for that, or doll bags. And yeah, okay. So here's the box with all of her bits and kits. And here is the doll herself. Okay. Well, that was elegant. Okay, so let's check this out. Before I open her up, you can see there's a little sticker on top. It says Supergirl DC. So this is a licensed character. I think it's the first time I've purchased a licensed doll from Smart Doll. I have lots of licensed like anime and video game characters from other brands, but yeah, this is my first from Smart Doll, and she's cinnamon skin tone, so also my first cinnamon doll. I have milk, I have tea, I have blue, but this is my first cinnamon doll. And I'll be honest, when I saw her in person last January, I don't remember if it was milk or in the cinnamon skin tone. I don't remember. But there's a lovely warmth to the cinnamon skin tone that I really do like. So no complaints about her being in cinnamon. Because the milk tone has been discontinued as well. So going forward, it'll be easier to get replacement pieces and parts for the cinnamon skin tone. So here she is. And I'll do a close-up of her face. All right, so she comes with, I actually didn't expect her to come with this sports bra and panty set. When I read the description, it said she came with a sports bra, but then the panty, I didn't know if it was actually part of her suit. So yeah, I'm happy to have this sports bra and panty set because I don't have this yet. When I got Singularity, she came with the white set. So let's put the doll here for a moment and let's check out what's in the box. Lots of cool things, I'm sure. So there's a Smart Doll postcard. Sorry, cat is just kind of all over the place today. So there's just like a little welcome card. It says, stop, read the welcome guide. I'm okay there. There's some choking pointy bits, and don't get your fingers pinched in the joints. Avoid, oh my gosh, I can't read today. Avoid prolonged periods in strong light. Keep the joints dry. Don't feed after midnight. That's an inside joke. Use stain prevention measures if you're using dark clothing, and there's more accessories and whatnot online. And then there's the Supergirl sticker again. Oh, I don't always read these things, but you know, sometimes it's nice to just look. So here is her outfit, clothing component. And I really like the way this is presented in the package. It just really looks very complete. And what else? We've got her wig. This is a really nice color, and she comes with an extra pair of hands, her fist parts, so that you know she can fly, which is kind of nice because I don't think I have cinnamon hand parts. I might have like a few rare spare bits here and there from like the outlet, but I don't actually have cinnamon pieces, so this is nice. And what do we have here? This is it looks like a panty, but it's actually the bottom part of her suit and her stockings. Oh, this is new. This is the new clickety-clackety stand, I think they called it. So yeah, I don't have one of these, so this is cool. And her boots, these awesome boots. And I'll be honest, I'm not always the biggest fan of Smart Doll footwear. I find they sometimes look a bit clunky, but I really liked these. Like when I saw the prototype and when I saw the photos of the final item, I was like, okay, these are less clunky. I like them. Just my personal feedback. So anyway, I'll put this box down here, and yeah, let's dress Supergirl up. So like I said, this is my first time with a licensed Smart Doll character, but she is, to my knowledge, she's loosely based on the Supergirl TV show that's running on, I think it's the WB right now. So that stars, I think it's starring Melissa Benoist, or Benoist. I'm not sure how she pronounced her last name. I've seen a couple of different ways that she pronounces her name. So I'm just going to tuck this back in. I first recognized her from the later seasons of Glee. All right, so we're gonna, these stockings are quite interesting. They actually are like regular mesh stocking, like human stockings, and they're just kind of serged at the top. So they're quite delicate. Make sure you don't have long nails or that you don't have little dry bits of your skin because it can snag. I mean, it's not too snaggy. I don't know if you know what I mean by that, but some stockings, they snag on every bit of dry skin. These are not that way, which is good. But if you're worried about tearing these or getting holes in them, you can wear gloves when you put them on. My nails are pretty short. I just trimmed them yesterday and filed down all the pointy edges, so I'm not too concerned. I'm actually gonna take her sports bra set off, so I'm just gonna do this quickly. I don't wanna get you know, demonetized for nudity or anything, but it is a doll after all. It's just a doll. So let's get these stockings on. Now, one thing about these stockings, they're actually not full stockings. Like, they don't come all the way to the toe. They kind of stop partway on the feet. So this is kind of an interesting design choice, I want to say. I don't know if that was... Are these open? Oh yeah, they are open. Okay. Like, just looking at them, I thought perhaps they... So there is a small opening at the tip of the toe. It's not really enough to stick the toes through. So I'm not gonna try. I'll show you this in a minute, but yeah, let me just get these stockings on first and get the seams kind of sitting nice and tidy. I don't know if it's just to prevent the tights from tearing if you pull them too high, or what the reasoning is for that, but it's unusual. But I mean, because her tights, like her toes are hidden inside the boots, it's not a big deal. So yeah, these tights, just kind of slide and shimmy them up a little bit. Okay, good. So leave the smart support socket, leave that exposed so that you can access it. And so what I was saying, there's a tiny opening here. I can get her big toe sticking out. You can see that. But it's not really enough to get like the whole top front of her foot through. And I don't think it's designed for that. It's just, I guess, to relieve pressure so you don't tear the stockings in the toe. It's got a reinforcement there. It's unusual. I have never seen this before in doll stockings. Like, all of the doll socks and stockings I have are just sewn socks, but there must be a reason that they decided to do this. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, and then this piece. Oh, this is like an actual, it's a very soft cotton, it feels like. It actually is not, because almost, it looks like denim in her product photo. So I was a bit surprised. This is actually surprising. Okay, so let's get these on. So these just stretch and slide on quite easily over top the stockings. Go slowly to kind of just get these up. Okay, so there is a hole at the back of these so that you can access the Smart Doll support socket. That is deliberate, and it is a design feature. I'm just gonna adjust the front of these a bit. So yeah, that's with the Supergirl panties. Let's get the rest of her outfit out. And okay, so these are, that's her underpants. And I know, looking at the dressing up instructions online about this outfit, you do have to disassemble her a little bit, so I'll show you how to do that. This is really neat. Okay, so let's kind of take this apart first. So this is her belt. And this is neat. There's actually a little sticker inside that's got DC trademark. And there are a couple little holes in the back of the belt. This is, again, a design feature. I think it's how they like suspend it so that they can paint the belt. And I think this is made of titanium, I think I saw on their website, which is kind of neat. It's yeah, it doesn't sound like plastic, but it's definitely bendy, but I'm not gonna do, like, you know, I'm not gonna stretch it too much. But this is a cool little piece. I guess you could wear it as a Smart Doll tiara if you wanted to do like a Sailor Moon thing. Don't do that. Okay, so this is her outfit, and this zips up. Okay, how far does this zip? Actually, not very far. What is happening here? Okay, so I may have to flip this inside out just to have a look and see what's going on. Okay, so the zipper actually stops at the end of the blue part of her suit, and then there's a hole here so you can access or pass through the Smart Doll support socket. So the zipper does not go all the way down. So it'll only come to about the, yes? She had something to say apparently. So the zipper only comes down to about here. Yes, so it doesn't even come all the way down to the end of the blue part here. So just so you know, don't try to force that zipper. You may end up wrecking the dress. There's some tissue stuffing going on here. So let's take that out. And this cape piece, this is all one piece. So this is, sorry about my face, but I'm a bit confused as to how this is actually really cleverly designed. So yeah, all of this just kind of falls into place. Okay, so let's get rid of this stuffing, and we're actually gonna dismember Supergirl a bit. So first thing, I'm gonna take her head off. So I'm gonna hold her by the neck, grab her by the ears, head off, okay? Easy. Try not to touch the face because you always want to minimize touching the face on your dolls as much as possible. And with the arms have to come off for this outfit to go on. Pinch right here at the shoulder joint. You can see where I'm holding. Grab the arm and just pull. So again, pinch, raise the arm just a little bit, grab the top of the shoulder joint and just pull. And then I'm gonna remove this sports bra because I think we don't really need it. It just adds a little bit of bulk underneath her outfit. Supergirl comes with the Smart Doll default small size bust. And because this outfit doesn't have any stretch to it, I don't think it wouldn't fit any other sized Smart Doll. I'm just noticing right now that the emblem, it is designed to kind of look worn and I guess battle weary. The corners can lift a little bit, like they're not perfectly, I don't know if they ironed it or if they heat pressed this onto the outfit, but the corners can lift a little bit, so just be careful. Like when I flipped it inside out like that earlier, it probably didn't help, but just be mindful of the little corners here on the emblem. Okay, so we're gonna get this dress on her. What is the easiest way to do this? Bottoms up? No, I think I'm gonna go this way. So we're gonna take the bust off. We're gonna go down this way. And I guess this is why this doll and this outfit is not for a newbie, because it is designed to fit very, very snugly. You do have to take the doll apart to get this on. So there's a whole bunch of serial numbers and stickers on her to indicate, I guess, who put her together. Anyway, so let's put the bust back on. If you watched, was it my Smart Doll Kanata unboxing, she actually had like a card with a number inside that was put inside. They've stopped doing that. And yeah, anyway, just FYI. So I'm gonna put her arms, actually we'll take this hand off first just to make sure this feeds in. Now, because this is a really tight fitting sleeve, you won't be able to see which way the elbow joint is bending. So be careful when you're posing her, which way your elbows are going, because you don't want to damage the elbow joint. It only bends one way, it won't bend the other. So yeah, just be careful of that. Okay, so I'm gonna put the arm in. We're gonna attach the arm back into the socket. You can hear that click nicely. Okay, and we'll do the other side. That's right. That comes out nicely. So I did mention that this Supergirl doll retailed for 120,000 Japanese yen. Sorry, I still trip over saying that because, yikes, it's a big number. And living in Canada, of course, I did get hit with customs, tax, duty, whatever you want to call it. And tax, actually, it's not duty because this is a doll. We don't get charged duty on toys. It's just the, oh shoot, I've goofed already. Okay, I forgot about a cape. So I'm gonna slide this back down, and here, I'm gonna slide this back down. And, okay, flip that off, flip that off, okay. So what was I saying? Yes, tax. I think I paid about $50 in, 50 some odd dollars in tax, and $20 of that was like the DHL handling, processing, nonsense fee. Yeah. I probably might have been able to avoid that if I had declared this or cleared this through customs myself and gone to the airport to pick it up, but because I don't drive and I'm working, like, it just is not realistic. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm just trying to straighten out all the pieces and components. Okay, so this is now laying nice and flat, and this piece is sitting on her shoulders nicely, so I can pop her arms back in. So yeah, I paid 70 some odd dollars, Canadian dollars, in tax, and that's actually not bad, because if you do the math, that doesn't actually make sense. And so the smart dolls don't actually come with a paper invoice anymore. Most of my older ones, they did when they were shipping via EMS with like a breakdown of all of the pieces. And so if you've watched one of my older videos, I did say that if you asked Smart Doll to mark down the value of your dolls, they would do that. Now, don't do that anymore, and I'll explain. A while ago, Danny made a post, I think this was a couple of years ago actually, he made this post saying, if you ask us to underdeclare your products, you're asking us to lie, which we can't do, so we'll have to cancel your order. As a business, that's I kind of understand where they're coming from, because they legally can't be doing that, right? And it was kind of nice when they did, but you know, they need to cover their butts. And so now what happens? Don't say anything. They know where you're living, they know what country you're from, they do some magic, and if you do the math, 50 some odd dollars in tax is not 13% on 120,000 yen. So that's all I'm going to say about that, okay? Just don't ask them to underdeclare. Magic will just happen. Anyway, so let's get the sleeves on this doll up. So, okay, I'm gonna flip this up so that I can get the sleeves up. So I'm not sure exactly how high. No, there is a shoulder seam, so I'm gonna pull these all the way up as far as I can go. I'm gonna slide her little wrist joint back in. Okay, that sits really nicely over the back of her hand. Okay, so let's do the same on this side. Make sure the arm is in. Ooh, okay, that wasn't all the way in, it clicked just nicely right now. So then we're gonna pull this up, get the shoulder seam all the way back up. Got her wrist. Gonna put that on. Okay, so this is there. And then I'm gonna zip up the zipper. So make sure that's laying nice and flat. So this does have a little bit of stretch to it, to the cotton, which is kind of nice. You can pull it a little bit, get that to zip, and just adjust that a little bit. And there you go, our outfit is on. This is really, really cool. Now this is weathered. It's aged deliberately to look kind of old. It's got this wabi-sabi look to it. And I'll be honest, I really would have preferred if we had the option to buy the bright, vibrant, you know, classic comic red and blue outfit. But maybe because this is inspired from the TV show where her outfit is not like bright, vibrant red, and might be because of materials, might be like a design choice, but yeah, this weathered look, I mean, I like it. I like it. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. The detailing on this, like the sewing and the seams are really nice. So what's going on here? Okay, so this is an example of like a unique feature. If you look closely, I guess how this might have bunched up when they were doing the weathering process, there's kind of like a white or a lighter white patch here. That's just a unique feature because of the way this was weathered. It's not a flaw, it's not a mistake, it's just what makes this outfit, my individual outfit, unique. Yours may not have that, so that's just kind of neat. So I'm gonna lay that down. What's next? Let's get her boots on, maybe. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so boots. These are nice tall knee boots. And these, if you look at these, they look kind of exaggerated and strange, but Smart Dolls have very long legs. So there is a right and a left. There's a nice almond-shaped toe to these and a nice solid rubber heel. So it's very, and a nice low heel, very practical for crime fighting. She's not, you know, wearing stiletto heels like, what was it, the Batman Returns Catwoman. She's not wearing platform battle wedges. Don't even get me started on that. Yeah, nice, practical, sturdy heel for crime fighting. And this is like a nice, what? Okay, I'm not entirely sure, but I think these might actually be leather, in which case that's really awesome. They smell like leather. I'm super surprised. So I might have to email and ask about these. Are these leather boots? So they are individually weathered and aged. So the weathering pattern on them is slightly different. But yeah, I do see like a little bit of a grain patterning on these, and they're lined on the inside with a really nice soft velour, so it's not going to stain your doll. And it's really hard to see, but the inside lining, the insole, like that touches the bottom of the foot, is also in like a matching cream color. So there's nothing, aside from the black zipper, there's nothing black on the inside of the shoe that could stain your doll. And that's really great, because a lot of my dolls have had staining from pressure points from standing on the inside of their shoes. So these look they look very exaggerated, but yeah, let's put these on. Okay. And if you are a fashionista, you may have heard of a very famous shoe brand that still exists, but it was super popular, I guess back when like Sex and the City was on TV, called Jimmy Choo. Jimmy Choo is Danny's father. So these boots are designed by Danny Choo's dad, Professor Jimmy Choo. So if you don't own Jimmy Choo shoes for yourself, you can say you own Jimmy Choo shoes for your dolls, which is kind of cool. And I just noticed something. There is a little stamp on the bottom of the boot with an R and an L to indicate which is the right and the left. I mean, you can usually tell just by looking at them, but in case you forget or you get them mixed up, it does say which one is which. So. Ooh, new Smart Dolls do creak a little bit. Yeah, so these zip up really nice. So yeah, I love this velour finish. It's like the inside of a jewelry box. It's really nice. Put this other shoe on. Cool. And even though she doesn't have her head, you can see where, okay, I'm just gonna adjust the knees. So you can see there's a little more wearing on the knees and little bits on the toes. Like it's kind of a more natural wear and tear would be on these boots. If you don't like it, I guess you could take some shoe polish and like fill that in, but it is a design choice that they made. The one thing that I do have to caution you about, if you were to use shoe polish, just be careful that it can end up transferring and staining your dolls. So, you know, best to just leave things as they are. So I'm gonna put her little belt on, and this, I think, go sideways since the Smart Doll is slimmer like this way than this way. Come in this way on the side, just kind of stretch it a little bit, clip it. And then once you have it on, you can turn it and get that centered. Oops. And that's good because it kind of covers up that little white bit that I was mentioning at the top of the skirt there. That's unique to my outfit. So this has her. So that's that. Yeah, I really do like this outfit. It's really, really fabulous. Okay, let's get her head and her wig on. I'm gonna actually sit her down so that she's easier for me to handle. So that's her cape. It does like to billow out behind. And Smart Dolls, they don't like to sit at a perfect right angle. This is kind of, that's about it actually. And that's okay. That's just the way they're designed. So I'm gonna put her head back on. Again, I'm gonna grab the ears. I'm gonna hold on to the ears, hold on to the top here. And this is not for making it fit or anything. Like this can just pop right on. It's just to get a grip and make sure that the spine is straight. So I'm just gonna push until you hear it kind of settle and click. There you go. And there we are. I don't need to open her head cap. I don't need to get anything. I don't need to do anything because her eyes are already really nicely installed. Let's get her wig. So this one, if you want the name of the style, it's called the Soft Reverse. Whatever. You know, it's not like, it's not the mermaid wig. It's not. Actually, it might be similar to Melody's wig, but that's like a platinum blonde. This wig, hang on, let me just take this support paper out of the inside. Okay, so I don't want to mess this up too much. So this wig has a style but not a shape, I think is what they were saying. Like the curls are, you know, just styled into it, and you can see if I go like this, woohoo, I've got some loose fiber. It just happens with doll wigs, okay? Just be careful. And okay, so trying to remember if Cara parts her hair on the left or the right. I think her part is on this side. So when I slide the wig on, I'm gonna kind of angle it a bit so that the part is on this side. I'm gonna center, well, not center, but just hold it down, and then I'm manipulating from the back because the back of the wig is stretchy. And we're gonna just pull that down and try to slide this whole thing forward. Okay, now I need to turn her towards me so I can see what I'm doing. I've been seeing some photos of her looking rather awkward because the wig is sitting really, really high, so you get a lot of forehead. Okay, so I kind of like where this is sitting here this way. Let me turn so you can see, like, there's a nice amount of forehead, not too much. The part looks like where it would sit naturally, and it is off to the side a little bit. And then you can just kind of play with the hair a little bit. You can just kind of break it up so it's not one big mega curl. You can just soften it up a little bit. Just so take this and take it into a few pieces, yeah? Okay, so this is really quite pretty. Okay, there we go. And if you've got a nice wig brush or a tangle teaser, you can brush this out and section it however you like. This is a nice heat safe fiber. So if you wanted to style this wig a different way, you could. Just be careful to use low temperature, low heat. And it doesn't say this anywhere. It's just I can just tell by the type of fiber. So this is a heat safe type of fiber. You can quote me on that. But again, start with low temperatures if you're going to heat treat your wigs or heat style them, because you do not want to melt them. They can still melt. Okay, they are plastic fibers. Okay, so what have we done? Kind of got this Veronica Lake wave going on that I find quite lovely. I'm gonna actually just take this and break that apart a little. Give that, see how that looks from the front. Okay. So it likes to kind of droop over her face. I'm gonna fiddle with this a little bit just to see if I can get this to not cover her eyes, because her eyes are beautiful. I really do like her eyes. Okay. All right, I will continue to fiddle with that in a little bit, but what I wanted to look at next was this new clickety-clackety whatchamathingy doll stand. So let me grab that because I tossed it down here. So this is a new product. I think this was only posted about a month ago. I certainly don't have one of these yet. So this is nice. It's short, it's pocket size. Like this can fit tidily into your jeans. And so if I were to extend this the whole way, this is how long it is compared to the length of the Smart Doll. It comes from the feet down to the bust. I mean, you know, the smart support socket is in the back. So, and this has a little spring-loaded something in it that makes it go clickety. Interesting. I guess we can fiddle with this. I'm going to actually put this up for a moment. So this was for the stand. And let's just turn this. So because there's a really big, this hole in the back of the skirt is actually quite big, you can access the support socket. And this, so you have to kind of line up the panty and everything so that you can see where the support socket is, but then this just kind of slides in. And it's not meant to go all the way into the support socket because it is designed to, you know, be used with clothing. It just kind of is supposed to click in. Now, hang on, I'm gonna do this without, I just wanna see how it clicks without the clothing in the way. Oh, okay, you just have to get the angle right. My bad. Okay, so let's try this again with her outfit. There we go. Okay, so that's how that looks. And, oh, Cara, your hair is a bit of a mess right now. Okay, so if I stand her down, I mean, she can stand on her own without the stand. She doesn't really need it, but this just provides a little bit of support. So I'm going to pull this down, And then what I'm actually going to do is push up the skinniest part. So what's actually exposed are the wider parts of the stand as much as possible. Okay, and then you kind of, like, she doesn't really need this, but it kind of gives you a little bit of, like, you can see stand is not actually touching the table right now. What you can do is kind of tilt the feet a little bit and lean her back. There, now it's touching. I'll be honest, like most of the time when I have my dolls on display, they're either standing or sitting. And if they're standing, I'm intending to leave them standing for a very long time so that it doesn't bunch up their outfits. So usually I'll have a saddle stand or a waist gripping stand. I don't usually use these stands because they take up, like, this way quite a bit of space. I only take these little smart doll stands out when I'm taking the dolls out on doll meets. And when was the last time I went to a doll meet? I don't even remember. So yeah, anyway, I digress. So I'm just gonna remove this. There was something I wanted to play with that I thought would be kind of cool. Let's put her down. This stand is kind of neat though. It does have a good amount of tension in this clicky joint, which I do like. And I do have the turbo joints that go with the older doll stands, and those are nice because again, you get that flexibility, but it was an additional piece you had to purchase if you had an existing stand. So this is nice, and I do like how pocket-sized it is. I don't know if this is going to be a regular feature for future smart dolls, or if it's just a special release because Supergirl is a special character. But also this stand, there is a little more space between where the peg goes into the support socket for the clothing. So you've got a little more spacing there, which is kind of nice. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this back in here. And what I wanted to play with actually is one of my old smart doll stands. I have the very old, I want to say kind of a prototype version of the air stand. It's at least 4 or 5 years old at this point, and it's made of brass and metal. Like it's hand tooled, and it's hefty, it's heavy, and I love it because it can support the weight of the dolls. So I'm gonna do some posing, and I'll be back with you in just a little bit. All right, so I've got Supergirl on my air stand now, and I think she looks fantastic. She's ready to fly off and fight crime. I might change her hands just to, you know, to get a little more dynamic pose. But yeah, I really like how she looks. And I'm, you know, usually when I get a new doll, I'll dress her up in the default outfit, especially if it's a character doll. I'll dress her up in the default just to get a feel for it, but then I'll put her in civvies. Whereas I think I may just keep her in her outfit because she looks so cool. When I was posing her, I guess one thing I kind of wish or thought maybe Smart Doll would have considered was putting like a wire along the edge of the cape so that you could get more movement. But then I thought because of the aging and the weathering process that they put the fabric through, that may not have held up too well, which is why they might have scrapped that idea. But I think, you know, the cape is like a nice heavy fabric and it moves and it poses really well. So I'm not too, it doesn't bother me too much that they didn't wire the cape. It's just that I have seen it done in other outfits, which is something that I was thinking about. But yeah, you know, she's ready to fly off. We've seen Smart Doll tease a few other licensed characters. So we've seen Batgirl in the works. We've seen almost the full bodysuit of that, no face yet, but we've seen most of that outfit. I think Power Girl was teased at one point as well on their social media. There are a couple other licensed DC characters that Danny mentioned that they had in the works, but because they haven't shared any teasers, I don't want to spoil anything in case they don't end up coming into production and then I've lied to you. But yeah, Batgirl, possibly Power Girl, and then moving on from the DC girls, we've got C2 or CC from Kojias that's also been teased. That's been in the works for quite some time, so hopefully we'll see her maybe before the end of the year. I know with the pandemic, the production schedule for everything has kind of been slowed down, Everything is made in Japan. Like Supergirl's outfit and her components are made in Tokyo, Kyushu, Sabai, and I forget another spot. But everything is made in Japan, which kind of, I think it's fantastic, but it also is limiting because Japan is suffering really badly in the pandemic right now. So hopefully we'll see more different DC characters soon. As I'm recording this, Supergirl is sold out at the moment. I don't know if there's any plans to re-release her. So I'm really, really glad that I got her. She's been on my to-buy list for quite some time. Thanks so much for joining me and hanging out while I unboxed her and dressed her up. I hope you enjoyed this. If you're new, I'm a ball jointed doll and vinyl doll collector. I have, at this point, probably 40 dolls in my collection, and someday I'll do a room tour someday and show you my whole collection. But yeah, feel free to like and subscribe. I don't make a lot of videos, but when I do, at least this way you'll know when I have something new to share. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.